So from the very first spray, I've been wowed by this fragrance, floored by the quality, the blend, just everything about it. Today I want to go in depth and give you my full thoughts after spending some time with Roja Parfums Burlington 1819. Stay tuned. So, full disclosure, this was sent to me for review. It will not affect my opinions. Everything with me, as always, is genuine from first impressions down to how it reacts on my skin. So let's get into it. Starting off with this very interesting box design. You know, has a lot of gold indices on it, name of the fragrance and the company. As you make your way around, has the 1819 logo on the back. Roja Parfums information. On the side, same thing, 1819, Roja Parfums on the top. Some more fragrance information on the bottom. And it's actually a pillow design on the inside. You can see the indentation in the top of the box for the cap. And then there is a nice fluffy, silky satin type of pillow. It is cardboard that's in there, but it makes for a nice visual presentation. Box is actually pretty cool. Now, in regards to this bottle, so it is a sticker on the front, but it is a lovely pillared archway presentation style with the gold, Burlington 1819, Roja Parfums on both sides, same printing on the back of the majority of the bottles that was on the back of the box as well. Not a whole lot of information, but there is some information with the batch code here on the bottom. And the best part to me is this cap. It is gorgeous. Roja Dove's signature, all the different jewels. It does give a light show. It really does. Very, very beautiful. Does not hold well at all. So do not think there's any chance of picking this bad boy up from the cap, at least my bottle. There's no way, no how. But very heavy, does have a little bit of a plastic filling, but very, very stout, very gorgeous. Gorgeous cap. And then nothing spectacular on the atomizer, standard atomizer with a pressurized spray. Man, let's talk about the scent. So when this thing opens up, when you first spray it, it's a blast of citrus. Now on my skin, it's actually quite warm. I don't know if this is due to some of the spices, the ginger, tobacco, rum. I definitely get plenty of rum for as well blended as this is. The rum does stand out to me, but that citrus opening up top is more of a rind, citrus peel type of smell when I first smell it right after the spray. As a little bit of time passes by, after a few minutes go, I don't really get a distinctive difference in what citrus it is. It does come across like a citrus medley, though it does have a lot of stingy, astringent qualities of a sharp citrus. So I'm assuming that's more so of the grapefruit and maybe some of the warmth of an orange. That's kind of what I get here, though I'm not 100% certain because it's so well blended. I know there's a bunch of citrus in here. There's orange, there's bergamot, there's grapefruit, there's all these wonderful things. There's even a little bit of mint, which I don't really get. I think that just adds a little bit of that herbal freshness feel to support the citruses up top, but I don't really get a mintiness out of this. As far as if I didn't know it was in the note breakdown, I would never guess there's mint in this fragrance. But I do get a lot of rum booziness as early as, you know, the first minute of the fragrance. I get a lot of rum for a long period of time. As it starts to settle down, it gets really warm on my skin. For as fresh of a fragrance as I initially thought this would be, which it is undoubtedly a fresh citrus dominated fragrance, I get a lot of warmth and spice on my skin. While notes like tobacco and ginger and the cumin and stuff like that, they don't jump out at me. I don't distinctively smell tobacco. I don't distinctively smell ginger. I just get a very warm, spicy presence on my skin. Not as much fresh spicy as I thought it would be, but very, very warming on my skin, which was quite a surprise. And then once it really gets deeper into that dry down, this musky, salty ambergris and oak moss are the two things that stand out to me on my skin. It maintains being very warm on my skin. I don't get any real sweetness or any of the benzoin and vanilla. I don't get any of these sweet notes. What comes out to me very distinctively is this salty, musky, mossy, ambergris muskiness type of smell. Very, very strong herbaceous component in the deep dried on. I'm talking hours in. And the musk is very, very heavy. I mean, dominating musk on my skin. Once the citruses and the spices are long gone, that's pretty much what I'm left with, is this salty, musky, mossy type of smell. It's quite lovely. It's super complex. This is so well blended and such a complex fragrance. It's very difficult to get any specific nuances to jump out at me or any distinctive notes. Though I do get a handful of them, I don't get many notes out of this. It's mostly accords because of the blend, because this stuff is something special. I don't have anything that smells like Burlington 1819. Nothing even remotely close. I can't even put it in a family or a vibe, to be completely honest with you, because for as fresh and citrusy as it is up top, it's warm, spicy, and boozy in its heart, in its core on my skin. And then once we get further into the dry down, it's super musky and salty. It's like 3 different fragrances at 3 different stages. It's very interesting, to say the least. I'm floored by this fragrance. Look, I have the Parfum Cologne collection, and they're all fantastic fragrances in their own right, but they can't hold a candle to Burlington 1819, in my opinion. They really can't. And look, I love Scandal so much so, I rarely wear it. It's a super special occasion for me to pull out Scandal Parfum Cologne. I just wore Elysium a few days ago. I wear Danger the most. Creation E when it's really cold outside. Vetiver on occasion. Look, they're all great. They're all well blended, wonderful quality, and they all have specific uses in my fragrance wardrobe. Sorry about that. The bikes are always passing pretty heavy around this time of night. But this stuff is just something special. It really is. Every time I spray it, I'm taken back by it. It wows me. Unlike few fragrances have ever done to me. The scent on this one, if I was still giving a numbered system like I used to many moons ago on my reviews, this would be a minimum 9. I've never given a fragrance a 10 for any category in the past, and I probably never will, because I don't believe there's such a thing as the perfect scent. But it's absolutely a 9, 9.5. It's as close as it gets to a 10%, because the quality, the complexity, and the uniqueness are pretty much at the maximum, almost off the charts. Let's get into performance. Now, this is where quality ingredients really come into play, okay? This fragrance never seems to go away. I mean, 12, 13 hours into wearing, it's still going, not a skin scent, though never a big, massive powerhouse. So, absolutely easily 12 plus hours on my skin. For being as fresh of a fragrance as it is, especially early on, and as easy of a wear as it is, because it doesn't wear really heavy, even though it has a lot of complexity and warmth, it's consistent. It goes and goes and goes. Projection, the first 30 minutes, very, very heavy. And look, I'm doing 5, 6 sprays every time I wear it. My usual stuff, anywhere from 5 to 7 sprays. And I've been wearing about 6 sprays, 2 sprays on my chest. And actually, yeah, 2 sprays on my chest, 1 on my shirt, and then 3 going around my neck is how I've been doing it. And the projection on this is borderline room filling in the first 30 minutes. Just the first 30 minutes. It's overwhelming. You can smell me my wife could smell me across the room every time I've worn it so far. She's told me this fragrance is too strong. It's a few hours in where she starts to enjoy it. So once I get to about the 1 hour mark, it's still a few feet out. It's arm's length type of stuff, but it gets really consistent at that point. At the 1 hour mark, that arm's length type of projection, a few feet out, where I have a really nice sillage, slightly above moderate type of sillage and scent bubble around me. It's pretty large, to be honest with you, and consistent. It goes for hours and hours. I would say it doesn't really shy away from arm's length type of projection. to about the 4 or 5 hour mark. It's remarkable how long this stays strong. I know that rhymed, it wasn't intentional, but it's mind-blowing to me. Very few fragrances I have do that, but not really any that are this light and easy of a wear. It's crazy how easy it wears and how strong it is. I can't get over that. That's why I keep pointing that out and being very targeted towards the consistency and how it doesn't perform like it wears. It performs like a much more dense, much heavier type of fragrance. So the performance is beast mode and then some early on. Beast mode for sure in longevity, but as far as projection, it's room filling in the first half hour, then arm's length for 4 to 5 hours. Long, consistent projection that never becomes a skin. I've yet to have it become a skin scent because I end up taking a shower before it ever becomes a skin scent the handful of times I've worn this so far. I'll give you my overall thoughts. Burlington 1819 from Roja Parfums is no doubt a must try. I'm not going to say a must buy because it is very pricey. Sample, 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 and did I forget to mention sample. Try before you buy. Not everything is for everyone, and we're up in the big leagues here in the price point and the quality for sure, but we're up here in the big leagues on price point with Burlington 1819. I urge you, just because I like it, I'm not going to sit here and say it's blind buy safe for anyone. I'll never say that about some very expensive fragrance. I just can't do it. I urge you to sample this one. I think everybody should try this one. Is everybody going to like it? Of course not. But sample it first. If you get your hands on a sample or a decant, however, whatever route you choose to go, you might end up falling in love with this fragrance. There's a possibility you may not be able to stand it. That's always the gamble. That's why I say do not blind buy this fragrance unless you just like rolling the dice on expensive luxury fragrances. But it is a phenomenal scent. Phenomenal. That wears light but performs heavy. It's the damnedest thing. Absolute must try is Roja Parfums Burlington 1819. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Burlington 1819. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. I know a lot of you, well, not a lot of you, but some of you have already reached out to me on my Scent of the Day post on Instagram or my Scent of the Day post in the community tab on my channel page here on YouTube and telling me how much you love this fragrance. I've got a decant, or man, I haven't worn mine. I need to grab my bottle. I love that fragrance. I'm telling you, this stuff is something special. Justin Copeland sold me on this one. Shout out to you, Justin. And I had to get my hands on it. I was lucky enough to be able to get this sent to me for review. That never has anything to do with my thoughts. That's why I say, don't just take my word for it. Get out there and try it. Sample it. Get your hands on a decant. Whatever. Spend a few dollars. Don't spend hundreds. And give it a try. Be your own judge. I'm just here as a guide. If you trust my opinion, I'm telling you, get a sample and try this stuff. This is a wow factor citrus fragrance. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on Burlington 1819, you give it a spray now, I'm really confident you'll thank me later. This stuff's incredible. Have a good one, guys.